Good afternoon. For this speech, I'm going to use the interdisciplinary focus of geography and globalization as I discuss the country of Brazil. I'm going to discuss its geography, the people and society of Brazil, tourism and places of interest, relations with the United States, and various other things that stand out to me about Brazil. First and foremost, the geography of Brazil. It's the home of the Amazon rainforest, which makes up half of the world's rainforest. The Amazon is more than 2,000 miles long and holds 1/5 of the world's fresh water. Also, Brazil has what they call the Brazilian highlands. The highlands are about 4,000 feet above sea level. Its coastline stretches 4,655 miles long. Brazil is split into 26 states and one federal district. It is the fifth largest country in the world in land and in population. Rio de Janeiro is one of the largest cities in Brazil. The natural resources of Brazil come from gold, iron ore, manganese, nickel, phosphates, uranium, petroleum, platinum, tin, and timber as well. The people of Brazil is a very diverse people. Brazil was colonized in the 1500s by the Portuguese. White Brazilians or Brazilians with European descent make up about almost half of the population in Brazil, with 47.7% of the population. Mulattoes, which are mixed white and black individuals, make up about 43% of the population. And then African black people make up about 7.6%, and Asians about 1.1%. Brazil, because of its diverse population, has a mixed ethnic background, mixed with African, European, and indigenous people who make up, Europeans make up about half of that population, as I stated earlier. Even though the racial and ethnic discrimination is illegal in Brazil, there's a large disparity between the white Brazilians and the other mixed Brazilians and African heritage Brazilians there with those ethnic backgrounds. Colorism, which is a form of prejudice where people of the same race are treated differently based on their skin tone. This is a big deal in Brazil because majority of the, half of the, I'm gonna say majority, half of the population is of mixed race just about. So in this mixed race, you have different colors. You have darker mulattoes and lighter mulattoes, but the lighter skinned mulattoes tend to be prejudiced against the darker skin. So that's a big deal in Brazil today. These disparities are apparent in the country too, as the white people in Brazil have more upward social mobility and hold more positions of power throughout Brazil. They're the ones who may be in the politics, government, and lawyers and stuff like that. They have more access to better education and higher paying jobs. On a side note, same-sex marriages was legalized in 2013 in Brazil. So you have a very diverse population. A lot of the LGBTQ community tend to populate the larger cities such as Rio de Janeiro. As far as tourism and places of interest, there's a lot of tourist activity in Brazil. Some of the places that you want to visit if you ever go to Brazil would be the Atlantic coast, which has all the golden sand beaches. Cristo Redentor, which means Christ the Redeemer. That's the big statue that overlooks Rio de Janeiro, with the arms spread out. It's in the Tijuca National Park. Also, Brazil has several islands that sit off their coast. Brazil Falls, the Iguacu Falls, I guess they pronounce that, is where Brazil, Paraguay, and Argentina meet. There are 247 waterfalls in this particular area, which fall into the gorge below them. You can't see all of them at one time. There's so many. You also have the Carnival, which everyone probably has heard of. It's a big annual festival held the Friday afternoon after Ash Wednesday of every year. It's held for 5 days, and it's the most popular holiday in Brazil. What else? The relations that Brazil has with the United States is very, very good relations. The United States and Brazil have a partnership that is rooted in the shared commitment to expand economic growth and prosperity. So what that means is the United States and Brazil both, through joint ventures, help each other out, economically, and the two nations collaborate in a whole host of other things like weather monitoring, meteorology, environmental stuff, and public health efforts as well. The government in Brazil continues to invest in embassy-initiated exchange programs, such as the Professional Development of Public School English Language Teachers. The Professional Development of Public School English Language Teachers in the United States. The United States and Brazil signed the United States-Brazil Action Plan to eliminate racial and ethnic discrimination and promote equality in 2008, and a host of other things that the United States and Brazil do together. That completes my speech. Thank you.